All right. Welcome to another episode of Captain Black Swan. My name is Shane, and today we are going to be talking about Jericho. And people have been asking me from time to time, hey, Shane, do you have any pictures of any of your adventures when you talk about some of the stories? It's almost like you are there. How do you do it? How do you do it? Well, it's not easy, my friends. It's not easy. So, yes, if you stick around at the end of this episode, this epic episode, I am going to share with you some pictures of some of my journeys back in time. I got some great stuff of me and my pal Noah and some of his family, and I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that to you. So, my goal is to try and update those Polaroids for you because it's not easy these days having a Polaroid camera and trying to upload all those pictures. And so, what I'm going to be doing is after each episode, at the end of each episode, is I'm going to share some of my adventures with you, some of my pictures, and then we'll do that in every episode. So it might be pictures from previous adventures that maybe I just didn't get to yet. But if you stick around, I think you'll like them. I think you'll like them. And I met a new friend. And I want to introduce you to this friend. So let's go into the adventures of Captain Black Swan. But first, we need some scripture for you. So let's go into Joshua, actually, the book of Joshua. This is one of my favorite books, by the way. And some of you might be wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I wearing a captain's hat? Why am I wearing a jacket and all this kind of stuff with all my little devices here? Why am I doing this? Well, part of it is I like to create curiosity. Oh, that's bright. And I want to be able to keep your attention because some of my audience might be new to Christianity. They might be new to the gospel. So I'm trying something different where we can actually reach a broader audience, maybe perhaps a younger audience, maybe perhaps a crazier audience that likes adventure. And the Bible is fun. When I read the Bible, I honestly believe I am right there. Like it feels like it. I see movies when I'm there, I see scenes. It's almost like I'm just observing what's actually happening. And I want to be able to present that to my audience here. And then on my other channel, Black Swan Revelations, people can actually watch our live panel where we have sometimes 5 to 10 people on the panel talking about end times, talking about the imminent return of Jesus Christ. So if you want to go check out that channel, you can go do that. But here we are trying to keep it tight, 30 minutes, get some gospel in people, tell them a Bible story from the Old Testament. And I'm telling you, I love the Old Testament. I love the Old Testament. So let's go to the book of Joshua. Let's just dive into this here. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, son of Nun, Moses, minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your feet shall tread upon, that I have given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, and all the land of the Hittites, unto the great sea going down of the sun, shall be your coast, from the river to the sea. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. So that's awesome. So we are just going to read about Jericho. Let's just jump right to it here. Right here, the siege of Jericho. So this is Joshua chapter 6. Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given thee into thine hand Jericho and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go around about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days, and 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times. The priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, and all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before them, and take the city of Jericho. So, the last time we were about to have something like this happen was with Moses. And the Israelite leaders convinced Moses, hey, let's send out one spy from each tribe to spy out the land, and then we can ascertain what their weaknesses are. We can figure it out. So let's do this. So Moses agreed. They convinced them to do it. So when they went, they saw all kinds of fruit and vegetables, stuff that they'd never dreamed of before. And then they saw these huge walled cities. And when they saw these huge walled cities, they saw the sons of Anak there, which are giants. They come from the Nephilim. They come from the fallen angels who took them wives from Genesis 6. Remember, we read that, and I got to meet Noah. I got to meet his family, his sons, all this kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you those pictures at the end of this video. But we talked about what the world was like when Noah was building the ark, and also thereafter. So in Jericho, the Israelites are in the land of Canaan. The Israelites actually had 12 spies, and they saw these sons of Anak. What do they call them? Let me just see here. Let me just read it real quick here. Let's go. Let us go. Well, we'll get to that. But basically, the idea is 10 spies came back. Rephaim, I believe they are. So they are now back, and instead Joshua doesn't send out 12 spies. He sends out only 2 spies. And one of them is from the tribe of Judah, which is interesting. So we see these 2 spies get sent out, and they come across a woman. And let me just see here. Where is that? Right here. Where is it here? Yes, right here. The fear of Israel. So I think this will be good here. Let me grab it right here. Joshua the son of Nun actually sends, this is in Joshua chapter 2, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, "Go view the land, even Jericho." And they went and came into a harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there. And it was told of the king of Jericho, saying, "Behold, there came men hither tonight of the children of Israel to search of the country." So the land of Canaan was on high alert. They were aware, because they have spies too. They were aware that the Israelites were going to invade the land of Canaan. They just didn't know where or when. So they're on high alert. This is why the city of Jericho was tightly shut up. No one left, no one came in, no one was allowed to leave, because they're under war. War is imminent for the inhabitants of Canaan. So Rahab hid the 2 spies. And the king of Jericho said unto Rahab, saying, "Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they come to search out all the country." And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, "There came men unto me, but I didn't know where they came from, didn't know where they went. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not." I don't know where they went. "Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them." So she made up a story. She's like, "Look, I don't know where these guys came from, but they went through the gate. They left. But if you hurry, you could catch them. You can catch them." So she brought them up to the roof of the house and hid them with the stalks of flax which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them to the way to Jordan into the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, because her house was actually embedded into the walls of Jericho, built right in. And the walls, historically, scholars have said that the walls were so wide that you can actually ride chariots on these walls. And before they were laid down, she came unto them on the roof, and she said unto the men, "I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us." And I've talked about that when I talked about Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I talked about that when he was being arrested, that everyone fell over. Why? Because that's a thing. The terror of God falls upon people when they meet Christ. So here, the terror has fallen upon us. The whole city of Jericho was worried about imminent doom. "All the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. They know they're done. They're toast. They're cooked. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og." Og was a giant as well. He had a bed that was probably like 15 to 18 feet long, wide, like 8 feet wide. Big guy. He was their king, "whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath." So she believes in God. She believes that God is bringing the Israelites there to destroy the inhabitants of Canaan, and she's asking for mercy. "Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that ye also will show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that you will save alive my father, my mother, my brethren, my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death." So isn't this our prayer to God today? Lord, save not only me, my wife, my children. Holy Spirit, bring them to the Lord. Show them, bring them the right people at the right time, at the right place, so that they know you Jesus Christ, because we don't want anyone to perish, to get destroyed. And this lines up with God the Father. The only way to salvation is through Jesus Christ because of what he did on the cross for us. And the men answered her, out of our life for your life. If ye utter not this our business, and it shall be when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down through house was upon the wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you. Hide yourself there 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterward you may go your way. How do we know 3 days they're going to return? Because most likely they didn't take any water. People don't last very long without water. So they were in such a hurry to leave the city that I don't think they took enough provisions for them to last more than 3 days. So this is why Rahab said, look, go hide in the mountains. They're going to come back. And lest you meet them and run into them, hide in the mountains for 3 days. Then when they come back, then go your way. But remember me. And then they said, we will be blameless with this oath which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, and which thou did let us down by. And thou shalt bring thy father, thy mother, thy brethren, all thy father's house home, all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon thee, and we will be guiltless. So she said, according to your words, so shall it be. And she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window to let them know, do not attack these people in this window. So the men returned, and they said, hey, these people are quaking. They are afraid of what's going on. So they made a vow to Rahab. And isn't it interesting that Rahab ends up becoming, I believe, the great-great-grandfather of King David? She becomes part of the lineage of Jesus Christ, our Messiah. And she's a Canaanite. It's a beautiful thing. It's never too late for you to get saved. Even when things look like the tides are turning against you, I'm telling you, you can be saved even today, even right now. That's the power of Christianity. You don't need to do anything but believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, died on a cross, rose again on the third day, that his precious blood washes over all of your sins, because Jesus Christ nailed all of our iniquities to his cross, past, present, and future. His blood is eternal. It washes us clean, washes us white as snow. So that is today's story. So thank you for that. And again, because you guys have been asking for this, I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share with you some pictures of my run-in with Noah and his family, and I'm just going to share that with you right now. So let's just have a look here. Let's have a gander, shall we? Let's have a look here. Let me just grab the screen. Right here. Okay, so this here, hopefully you can see this. This is a picture of me with Noah. Like I said, I have a Polaroid camera, and sometimes I take pretty good pics. Here's a picture of me with Noah and his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So the guy on the left is Shem, the guy in the middle is Ham, the guy on the right is Japheth. And then I got this picture as these lions were coming off the ark. So I thought that was pretty good timing to get these lions. Thought that was pretty cool, pretty fun, a little scary, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit afraid, but these animals weren't afraid of people. They weren't afraid of us. So they just came right up to me. Maybe they're a little bit hungry. I don't know. So there's me with the whole family. I didn't catch the Noah's wife's name, and I didn't catch the daughter. I was too busy hanging out with the boys, and I was just mesmerized at the size of the ark and all the animals and everything. So I didn't catch their names. Here's a picture of a friend. This little monkey came right up to me as soon as he came out of the ark, and I was like, oh man, look at this thing. He's so curious. Like, he was just staring at me, and every time I turn around, he's hanging around with me, and I'm like, this is such a cute little guy. I like this little monkey. And then every time I tried to take a picture, he kept putting his hand on the camera. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this guy is, I don't know. He likes this camera. He likes playing with it. And I was worried that he was going to eat it. So I'm like, okay, like, this is my only camera here. So I showed him how to work the Polaroid. I know it sounds kind of incredible, right? That a monkey in Noah's day could actually figure out how to work a Polaroid camera. I'm telling you, this monkey was pretty smart. So he was mesmerized by the pictures coming out of the Polaroid. He just was so fixated on that. So I'm like, here, you want to try? So then he took a picture. I don't know if he was afraid of this cheetah or what coming off the ark, but I told him, and I actually, because of this picture, I nicknamed my little monkey friend Cheetah. I called him Cheetah because that was the first picture that he took, was of a cheetah getting off the ark, and the cheetah looked at him, and I kind of gave him heck. I feel bad about this because I gave Cheetah heck. I said, look, if you're going to be my official photographer on all my future adventures, you can't have your thumb. You can't have your thumb in the picture, because I need these pictures for my audience. So I think he understood it, because he took some pretty good pictures after that. But that was his first picture. So his name is Cheetah, and you're going to be seeing some more pictures of me taken by Cheetah, my new friend. So here's him. Here's another picture of Cheetah. And this is when he actually stole the camera from me. I didn't know that at this time. I just said, I thought he was just playing with it. But he took a picture of this cheetah, and then he took the first ever selfie by a monkey as I was talking to Noah. So it's actually not a bad picture when you think about it. The composition's pretty good. And then he smiled. Like, I was just like, how do you know how to take good pics? Like, man. So then, oh yeah, this is kind of embarrassing, actually. I made a deal with Noah. I said, I would like to have this monkey as a friend, as a companion. Would you be okay with me taking him on my adventures? And Noah said, well, what do you have to barter with me? What do you have to trade? And I said, all I have is wine, because whenever I'm on my ship, we don't always have access to water. So we drink a lot of wine, a lot of rum to keep the spirits up and all this stuff. So I said, in my rowboat, I actually have a bottle of red wine. So he took that bottle, and I don't think he ever tasted wine before. But he was just enthralled with it. He just loved it. He drank that whole bottle right there. And I'm like, Noah, slow down, bro. Slow down. And so we started to have conversations about, how do you make this wine? He just kept pressing me, kept asking me, how do I make wine? How do I do this and all this? And I'm like, well, it's easy. You need the right temperature and all this stuff. You need it to be very humid, and you could make wine And then with this soil, this rich soil that where the ark is, man, you can, I think in like weeks, you can have wine just like this. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. So I don't know. I, uh, I kind of regret it today in hindsight to introduce him to red wine. I kind of regret it because, I don't know, maybe that was the start of something. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of my fault. But he sure did like the red wine. He did like it. Here's a picture of I actually found my shades in my rowboat, and I got Cheetah to take a selfie of we're actually saying goodbye to Noah and his wife, and we're leaving. We're going on to our next adventure, and you never know where the ship takes us. Mostly into uncharted waters. So here's a picture of me just outside of Jericho, just before the Israelite invasion. And then here's me. Coincidentally, the spies needed my help, so they lowered down this scarlet thread. And some people might be asking, well, how did they get down? Well, it was because I was holding it. I was holding the thread. So that's how that happened. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. And I think I have a picture of the two spies. Yeah, there they are, right there. Yeah. So they agreed to take a selfie with me. Yeah, it was pretty fun. So that was pretty good. Good to know Noah and his family a bit. I'm happy I met Cheetah because I need a photographer when I'm going on my adventures. I need a good photographer, and he's getting better. He's getting better every single day. So yeah, so that's something that's uh, going to be showcased at the end of every one of my future episodes. I'm just going to show you some pictures of taken from Cheetah himself because he's actually a pretty good photographer for an animal. He's actually pretty good. Like once I taught him composition and how to get your fingers out of the way from the Polaroid, like he would just went nuts on it. He went nuts on it. I'm like, hey, I only got a limited supply of pictures of Polaroid film. And you can't open this case while it's developing because you'll wreck it. So we had a few arguments over that, and he was like, woo, whatever. Whenever I tried to push him into excellence, he would always kind of complain a little bit. But I think you guys will be excited at some of the videos or some of the pictures that we have. And so I also have some footage as well that I got from my camera. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I could find it here. I think I could find it. Yeah, it's right here. So let me see. So let me just see here. So the audio is not very good in this, but I thought I would just I would show it to you. So this is me with Noah. Like when I first met him, he was not very friendly. So this is me actually. You ever heard the term swap the poop deck? Well, that's what I was doing right here. I was swapping the poop deck, and you can see the animals in the background, and I'm not happy. Like this stank. Like this was just horrible. So I was complaining, and he was muttering under his breath. And so I didn't like it. I was like, no, I'm not a big fan of swapping the poop deck. So here is me spotting the ark. I saw the ark going by me, and this is when it was almost at the tippity top. Like you can see a little bit of the mountains in the background. And then what do we got here? This is me as the ark it snuck up behind me. I was like actually surprised at how big the ark was. I was just shocked. I was actually shocked and perplexed by it. And then where is this? Oh, this is just me taking some selfies all by myself. This is why I wanted a companion like Cheetah to be able to take some of the stuff for me. And there's me sleeping in the ark. It was not easy because those animals are just doing circles, and I'm like, my goodness, the stench was horrible. Like it was actually horrendous. So yeah, I didn't like the smell. I didn't like it. What's this one? This is me back in the boat again, looking around, and I'm just feeling a little bit lonely here. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so this is me when I first when Noah after Noah's Ark landed on mountains of Ararat. Noah was happy enough to let me on the ark, and there's those two lions, and you can see the giraffe and all this stuff there. I was pretty excited, man. I was excited because some of these animals I hadn't seen close up and personal, so that was pretty good. I like that. And then this is kind of like this was my oh yeah, I saw a black swan. Actually, he was just hovering in one area, so I was like, wow, that's the first time I seen a black swan in like in Noah's day. So I don't know if anyone else caught that because these black swans took off before I can get a selfie with the family and the black swan. So, and then here's Noah dedicating to the Lord after, and you can see the rainbow. That was probably one of the brightest rainbows that I had ever seen. What else did we see here? Oh yeah, this is more animals coming out. That was pretty cool. Like they're just like right there. That was when they first start coming out. So that was pretty cool. What's going on here? I think this is when I first noticed the ark showing up. Let's see what else is here. This is my selfie just outside the ark. I wanted to get a good perspective of where it was. And that sucker is massive. It's massive. So yeah, anyways, I thought I would just share that with you guys. I hope you like that. Continue to subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video where I have more footage, more behind the scenes footage with Cheetah taking pictures of all kinds of adventures that I'll be on. And thank you again. I'll see you in the next video. You'll probably see the video show up somewhere on the screen. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. You can click on the videos, like they're there for you. You can just just click on them. See you in the next video.